So it's finally been confirmed that Top Rank and PBC, and I think it's Fox and ESPN were able to come to a final agreement. They didn't let the actual fight go to purse bids, because you would have had the likes of Eddie Hearn trying to bid for the actual rights to actually stage this fight. But it's finally been confirmed that Crawford is going to fight Porter. I think it's November the 20th. And I'm very much looking forward to this fight. I think it's an interesting fight. I think it's a fight where finally we're going to see how good Crawford is. Say what you like about Porter. A lot of people criticize him because of his they felt like Ugas got robbed against him, and he didn't look really good in his last couple of performances. But I think it's fair to say that Shawn Porter's a top 5 welterweight in the world. I mean, everyone that he's lost to it's been a really contentious decision that could have went his way, and I don't think that many people would have argued against it. I mean, apart from the Errol Spence fight, because I think Errol Spence won that fight because of the knockdown. But apart from that fight, like, a lot of people thought that he actually beat Kell Brook, and a lot of people thought that he beat Furman. I actually think he beat Furman, in my opinion, but obviously the decision went the other way. But in my opinion, Porter's no joke, and he's legitimately one of the best welterweights on the planet. He himself is a 2-time WBC champion. He's not quite the best of the best. Like, for me, that's like the Errol Spence's, that's like the for example, the Terrence Crawfords of the world. He's not quite on that level. The Furmans, the Pacquiaos, he's not quite on that level, but he's just below that level. He's able to give them fighters hell for leather, and give them really good fights that could have went his way if the decision was seen another way. So yeah, in my opinion, he's 100% legitimate. He's a very good fighter, and I think he's going to give Crawford a hell of a fight, and we can finally see how good Crawford is at welterweight. For a long time he's been a dark horse. Nobody wanted to fight him from PBC, but finally, because I think he's become a mandatory, he's actually become a mandatory for his actual WBO title. We're going to finally see how good Terrence Crawford is. Obviously, a lot of people are going to compare the fight this fight that they're about to have with Errol Spence's performance with Porter, and obviously Furman's performance against Porter. We're going to finally see how does Crawford do against him. And in my opinion, it's a very good fight. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to, and I think there's a legitimate chance that Porter can pull off the upset. Porter's a game dog against anyone. I think put him in with anyone, and I think he gives them a good fight. And I think he's in a position now where he's going to have to prove himself, Crawford, to show that he's legitimately up there, and he's ready for a fight with the likes of the Furmans of the world, the Errol Spencers of the world, all of these fighters. I mean, I think getting past Porter proves that you're an elite welterweight, especially in a sport like boxing. I think it definitely proves it. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a very good fight for him to prove his worth in terms of the welterweight division and show who he actually is as a fighter, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So yeah, in terms of who I think is going to win this fight, my money is actually going to be on actually Crawford beating Porter. I just think Porter is a good fighter, but he's very much a little bit past there, I think. And I just think Crawford, relatively speaking, he's only had really one hard fight in his career, which was against Gamboa, which was like almost 7 years ago. Apart from that, he's not really taken that much damage. So in my opinion, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. I think Crawford is going to give him the business, but I think Porter's going to be right in his face, and he's going to put it on him, and he's going to give him a hell of a fight. And I think Crawford's going to see whether he matches up to the top welterweights in the world. If Crawford can actually give a better performance against if Crawford can give a better performance against Porter than Furman and Spence, and let's say knock him out, then that will make a real statement. And if that happens, unfortunately, it sounds counterintuitive, but I think that's likely to stop the Errol Spence fight from happening, like Crawford and Spence fighting, because if that happens, then I think Al Heyman's going to try protecting Errol Spence even more from actually fighting Crawford, because I mean, say what you like about Crawford, but that's a very impressive performance. So yeah, that's my opinion on this particular fight. What's your opinion? Who do you think's going to win? Do you think Porter's going to have it has enough to actually pull it off. There's a sizable minority, it's not majority, but it's a minority that actually think that Porter's actually got a very good chance in this fight. I think they might be underrating Spence to a certain extent, but to be fair, let's be real, let's give credit where it's due. Porter's given a hard fight to everyone that he's fought, and he's been mixing at the top level for a very long time. So yeah, taking all of that into account, I think those people that are saying that, I don't think they're completely off their rockers to say that, but they might be underrating how good Crawford actually is. But yeah, that's just my opinion on this particular fight. What's your opinion? Tell me below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.